What's up, police post? We've been getting a lot of questions recently on how to improve your 1.5 or 2 mile time run. So what we're gonna go over today is how to do just that. So let's just go ahead and write down our goal. Our goal is to improve we'll do 2 mile in 12 weeks. You can do it shorter than 12 weeks, but I would say you want to spend at least 8 weeks doing this. Any serious long-term change is going to be needed to take time. I think a good 3 to 4 months is going to be ideal. Can you get it in shorter? Yes. The training is going to be harder. With that, the volume will ramp up a little bit more quickly. Also, with that, you do have a little bit more susceptibility to injury. But if I'm progressing over 12 to 16 weeks, it's going to be more sustainable and it'll just be safer long term. Okay? All right, so how we're going to do this, we're going to say that our training for this is going to be 2 to 3 days of running. Okay? I'm going to show you how to do both. We're going to go ahead and write down the 3-day-a-week plan and then we'll go over the 2-week plan. Okay? All right, so for how we'll do this is day 1 is going to be shorter distances, interval style. Okay? So we're going to start in the 400-meter realm during weeks, let's just say weeks 1 through 4. And then as that continues on, we'll kind of keep growing. We'll go 800 meters for weeks 4 through 8. And then we could do probably be 800. We'll go 600 here. So 600 to 800, 800 to potentially 1,000 meters on weeks 8 through 12. All right, so that's going to be the general plan. We're doing shorter intervals. The big part here is as we do these intervals, we want to be able to repeat those times. So we want to have enough rest in between those intervals. The intervals for 400 meters, since they're shorter, are going to be more intervals, so probably 5 to 8 times. As it starts to ramp up in volume, 600 meters, it could still be, probably 4 to 6. And then here, as it gets higher, we're going to do probably, let's say, 3 to 5 intervals. All right, that's day 1. Day 2, we're going to be in the middle of here in our 2 mile goal. So that's going to put us around starting at 800 meters. And then we're going to be progressing to 1 mile. And this can be done as repeats as well. Again, trying to hit that tempo speed of what we want our 2 mile to be. If I can't hit my 2 mile tempo speed, so say my goal is 16 minutes, 8-minute miles, and I'm not able to run these 800 meters, 1,000 meters in that time period, there's no way we're going to be able to do that for a longer period of time. So first, I have to be able to do that with shorter intervals. Then I can progress to those longer duration runs of what I'm trying to do. Okay? So here in the middle, similar type of progression. And then on day 3, we're going to be longer. This is going to be where we're starting. Okay, if our goal is to do 2 miles fast, I want to start at 1 mile and then progress to probably around 3. This is typically going to be above this tempo, right? So if we're going back off that 8-minute mile time, when we get to be 3 miles, we're not going to be hitting that, but we're going to try to be close to it. Okay, so that's the general template of, all right, we're going to start with doing some interval repeats, some in the middle stuff, and then we're going to do longer distance stuff. This longer distance stuff is just going to be 1 time. Longer distance cardio. It doesn't have to be miles. It could be, I want you to run for 10 to 20 minutes, and every few minutes, I want you to stop, rest, catch your breath, and continue going. Okay? It could be a walk, run, doesn't really matter. Again, this could be for anything that's going to be as far as distance goes. Okay, So next topic we're going to talk about when it comes to this is we're going to talk about our rest and recovery. Okay. So like I said, in the individual day and session, we want to rest long enough to where when we do our repeats, that these times are still going to be very good. And then we also want to talk about how are we going to change this week by week. We can't just always keep progressing and progressing and progressing and progressing. The body needs time to rest and recover. So what we're going to talk about now is the concept of Dloads. Dloads, put it right here. Deload or a taper is time where you're doing less volume, less intensity to allow you to recover. Okay? So how I like to design tapers in these individual plans is I like to do them at the end of every month. Okay? That's why I pick the 12 weeks, and why I like 12 weeks best is I can go 3 weeks up the volume, and then I can do 1 week where I drop the volume. The volume can change, so that's either the number of repeats we do. So let's say I'm starting at 400 meters on week 1. We're going to do 8 400 meter repeats. Week 2, we're going to do 9 400 meter repeats. This is just in theory. We're probably not going to do that many. That's a lot. Week 3, we're keep building. And then finally, on that last week, we cut it and we go back down to 4. So we really cut it, let your body recover. Or what we could do is we could keep the interval numbers the same, and we can change the time at which you're trying to hit it. So let's say if we're trying to hit a 400 meter, let's just do a minute. A minute's fast, but we're going to say 60 seconds is your time that you want to hit for that 400 meters. Okay? So 60 seconds on week 1. The next one, I want to try to hit 55 seconds. Then I want to hit 50 seconds. On that 4th week, we could keep the intervals the exact same, or the number of reps you're doing the same, but we're going to go, instead of 60 seconds, I want you to hit it in 70 seconds. That's going to make your intensity drop. The big part of this deloads of 3 weeks up and 1 week down is that either the volume, the amount of volume is the amount of intervals you're doing decreases, or total running volume decreases, or your time or your intensity at which you're trying to hit these times needs to decrease. We can't always keep building up and building up and building up and building up without the body saying, hey, cut it out. Okay? So doing this type of deload and taper is going to help you along the way. Another thing that we've been getting a ton of questions on, which this is 100% goes into that, is shin splints, runner's knee, IT band syndrome, all these terms that we use in physical therapy for really, I don't know why that hurts, but this is probably what it is, or plantar fascia. All this has to do with trying to understand this rest and recovery, this stress adaptation recovery way of going. Like we can't always keep going up. So if you can understand that concept of up and down, up and down, up and down, you're going to have much more sustainable long-term growth when it comes to training in the gym and outside the gym. I hope this helps. Let us know if you have any questions. Stay effective.